What we're doing, Hey everyone, so I'm out here, guys, at an undisclosed location doing some, some walking and some out and about, out in nature. I'm going to try and get this uploaded whenever I can get internet. At the moment, it's like I'm not getting internet, so I'm not getting any news feeds, I'm not getting anything onto my phone. What I want to talk about now is just the absolute insanity, and I think that's the only way I can describe it, that's been going on in the United Kingdom. I feel like this has been going on right under my nose, and I've just totally missed it because I'm looking further afield. I'm looking at these these large scale conflicts, these massive geopolitical moves. I'm looking at the oil in Antarctica, in the British territories in Antarctica. I'm looking at all this stuff, and I'm looking at it kind of like holistically, and looking how all these things feed into the same narrative. But I've totally missed it, guys. The appetite, I think appetite's the wrong word, the potential for mass civil unrest in the UK at the moment. We are, and I don't want to, how do I put this? We're getting a lot of people coming into our country at the moment that don't share who don't subscribe to our way of life. Now, you can tell that because they're coming here illegally. Now, if people are going to come here illegally, why would, and get, essentially get like rewarded for coming here illegally, what's the incentive for people to, to abide by the law in the future? Now, I don't know where this is going to end. I think any other country in the world, there'd be mass protests and civil unrest by now. There was an incident with a soldier and a Nigerian gentleman like last week, I think, and nothing happened. There was no outcry, there was no protests, there was nobody outside the Nigerian embassy demanding, I don't know, whatever people demand when they go and stand outside embassies. So I'm looking around and I'm thinking, have we lost control of our country? We've already got a situation where quite openly the police are now running away from a mob. Now, you can argue that mob's, whatever, however, it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna have to stop a minute here, guys. Oh, mate. Yeah, sorry, I just didn't want to be waffling while I'm walking past someone. So we've got the police now actively running away from mobs. And when you get mob mentality and they see this, it just empowers people to do it even more. So now you have a situation where the ruling mob, they understand that if they come out in force and they go crackers and they just start, being very disruptive, very aggressive, then nothing will happen. And counter to that, they'll probably, it feels to me like there's rewards. What do I mean by rewards? It feels like the law's not applied to them in certain ways because they react in a certain way, and all these protests and everything, it's all feeding into this narrative. And at some point, I feel people in the United Kingdom are gonna, I think everywhere certainly in the Western world, I know that America is going through a similar problem. It feels to me like that all these things are about to flare up. Now, you can tell these things are sponsored by other countries because as soon as something, let me get out the sun, guys. Let me go up here. As soon as these, incidents happen, you get the same, funded groups who are pushing a certain narrative. You get, what was it after the Manchester police incident? You had Black Lives Matter on the streets. Where were the black people in that? In the incident in Manchester Airport, where were the black people involved? I didn't see any black people. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it was something that was only caught on body cam or something. But I certainly didn't see any black people involved. Why were Black Lives Matter out there? Well, they're already in receipt of funding from whoever it is who pushes this agenda. So because they're already in receipt of funding, they've already got these, you know, these networks set up, networks of protesters. They've already got the banners printed. It's really easy to get them deployed on the street really quickly. That's how you know this thing's orchestrated. Let's go back and, you know, let's just draw a line under that for a second now. Let's look what's happening, you know, in Paris with these Olympics. What have I been saying on this channel for the longest time? Go look back through my other videos, like top 10 civilian targets or whatever. I actually used the phrase coordinated sabotage, and that's what you've got now in Paris in the Olympics. These sort of things are going to become more and more frequent as we move forward, as these conflicts flare up, and you're never going to be able to point to who's done it, and people are never going to be able to 100% identify that this is, you know, whatever country, whether it be Russia, China. It doesn't really matter, because the only way you can really trace that is if you trace the money. If people are getting paid by cash, it's virtually impossible to understand where these things are coming from. Anyway, guys, I've been waffling for what seems like an eternity, but it's only 6 minutes. I'm going to try and get this uploaded. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm going to have to try and like upload this when I get to an internet cafe or something, which I don't know when it'll be. And you know what, guys, if it's in a couple of days, the world will have probably changed by the time I put this video out. So this video may even seem old, but I'll get this to you guys. I'm going to mag to grid and try and do some more running.